What is up, folks? I don't know. I hope I scared somebody. I mean, granted, the music
probably
is not going to be that shocked or anything, but you know.
All 0 people are frightened, man.
You know what I should do, though? I should just do one of those things where, like, instead of playing the music, I just go, and everyone's like, what the fuck was that? And you search your tabs. Where'd it come from? I don't know.
Who wants to Twitch fucking stream and then immediately go to another tab?
That's true. I don't know. Well, then again, you know what, though? Some people actually leave their double toasted thingy on, like, all night. So then, like, if we start, it'll be like, what the fuck is that noise? And then it's us, you know what I mean?
That only happens to be randomly.
They don't even do that, by the way. They don't go, what the fuck is that noise? They're like, what is that wonderful sound of the chatted tab? God, I don't know what this podcast is, but they're
Half
just
them don't know who the fuck we are. They're like, why isn't this double toasted? And we go, we're here for your entertainment. And they go, boo!
That really sucks, huh? It's like, it's free and everything, too, and we just go over there just trying to, like, brine people's days or nights or whatever, and they're just like,
oh, no, we're a horrible podcast, honestly.
No, we're not. Yeah, we are. But the thing is, though, is that we have fun. That's the thing. You know, we hang out with each other.
We hate Endgame.
Okay, look, why are you against? I'm trying to win them over. God damn it.
We can't win them over. We don't like Endgame.
Okay, yeah, but here's the thing. You do like other stupid shit. And then I like
100%, most of which we'll talk today.
Yeah, here's the thing, because you and I both have completely different, like, you know, like, we love the same things, and then we love the same, like, portions of those things, or different portions of those things. So we always get, like, no matter who you are, chat, just so you guys know, and I'm not going to reiterate this later on, because I just got to keep talking good about myself, all shit. But, like, no matter who the fuck you guys are, you guys gotta like at least like 5% of our show at some point, because there's so many personalities that are involved in it sometimes. Someone might say what you like.
Oh boy, man, he is setting that bar high.
Well, yeah, that's still good. 5%, you know what I mean? Like, you hate the whole show, and then at the very end, we leave something great for you. Like, oh man, I'm gonna watch them again to get another 5%.
Yep, the end theme.
Yeah.
Like, that end theme is pretty good.
It is pretty good. Miss Solitude Guy, what's up, dude? How you doing? He's saying, how's everyone doing?
You did not even get close on that.
Mr. Solitude Guy.
Oh, I heard Solitude. What the fuck? Why'd you add an H there?
Did you really try to correct me and then you were wrong?
Yes.
You're fucking stupid.
No, you just fucking recorrected yourself.
No, I literally... Hey, get the tape. Rewind the tape, guys. Like, you heard me. I said Mr. Solitude
Somebody
Guy.
clip it and prove him wrong.
Yeah, no... Honestly, please clip it. That'd be fucking great. He's like, that's okay, don't worry about it. No, I'm gonna worry about it. This motherfucker's trying to make me look stupid, man. Bullshit.
It's really easy.
No, dude, you're okay, I'm gonna be honest. Can I be honest about something?
Let me be honest, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, okay,
I'm asking permission first.
You don't need permission, just go ahead.
You're fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, I know I'm stupid. But I don't sit there and then overhype my fucking own intelligence. I'm a fucking idiot.
Dude, you always tell people you're a scientist. That's you.
Yeah,
yourself above
I also say I'm the smartest idiot you'll ever meet.
But the smartest idiot, like, are you not understanding what you're saying here?
I am the smartest idiot you'll ever meet. Because one moment I can explain to you the viral passages and how it's able to affect so many people. On the other hand, I want to fight a ghost.
Okay, you know what? Can't I tell you how stupid you are just by a topic? I can literally prove how dumb you are by a topic.
Are we going to go to the ghosts?
No. That would be great. I wish we had a ghost topic right now. No, but what we are going to do is we're going to talk about, you know, video game publishers ghosting us and bringing something late to us. Alan, explain your fucking industry. Look at this. PS5 will be able to upgrade storage this summer. Why is this not already a thing? Why the fuck is it coming out in the summer?
Because testing. They wanted to be. They released this.
It's a fucking external drive. We couldn't fix that at the fucking beginning before the shit would come out.
Well, if they did it the original release date, which the original release date would have been 2021, the only reason they released it when they did is because Xbox was already ready to release theirs. They released the PS5 about a year early. I stand by those words. So this situation in which, because you have to see a lot of times when it comes to varying amounts of tech, especially with consoles. Consoles are a really weird kind of tech. They're not like phones, because phones can essentially put up whatever the fuck they want and do whatever they want, and the price point will essentially even out any other bullshit. Consoles essentially have to do incredibly powerful things, but like bargain bidding. So there's a lot of times where they have to essentially make shit up from around the they have to make shit up and just kind of force a lot of stuff in there. That's why the PS5 is huge, because they realize that if they want to get that console running the way they run it at the frames and visual fidelity they want, that thing is almost like 65% of heatsink, because that console's closed and it would explode if it didn't have that high of a heatsink, because they're essentially cutting corners. So they realize, like, hey, this external drive, like, if we release this shit now, people are going to use it because, of course, they are. Everything requires downloads, and we're going to corrupt half the fucking consoles out there. So let's just give it 6 months breath to make sure that when we release it, it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, because according to the leak, which is a leak, but it makes sense. Anyone who actually studies this kind of shit or pays attention to the video game industry probably would have already told you that something would be out by summer, as far as this stuff goes. But it says support for extra drives will become possible after firmware update. This patch will allow the PS5 to unlock higher fan speeds to cool down the console during intensive games. One of the touted features for the console are fast loading and processing speeds thanks to internal SSD. However, due to storage size, players were having to look into external storage options for this device. But because the type of edition can only store PS4 games, the problem of limited space still persists. And here's the biggest thing about this too, is everyone's like, oh man, it's great, the PS5. We're gonna have all this fucking super fast loading and super this and super that. And it's like, yeah, guys, how do you think they're able to do that? It's gonna be like, fucking, like, dude, my PS3 sounded like a fucking jet plane taking off.
Actually, but the thing is that's because it's a hard drive spinning. This is an SSD, and SSD and hard drives are very, very different. For people that are wondering what an SSD isn't just a better hard drive. A SSD is a solid state drive. Essentially, what a solid state drive is a USB, but way better. So it's a USB flash drive. You put something on there, it loads up, it's on there. With the SSD, it just does that 1,500 times faster. It doesn't require any spinning pieces. Whereas a hard drive, when you buy it, it's
really quick, just before I forget, the RPM, is it still like? Do they still go off the same RPM speed, like speedometer or whatever, or is it like a completely different speed?
They do, but the thing is a hard drive essentially is a hard drive is that big cartridge looking thing that actually has it doesn't necessarily have spinning, but it has moving pieces. That's why a hard drive's like, hey, don't move that shit around or you'll break it. Whereas the SSD is literally a stick. Like I could pull one out; it's super small.
Okay.
Wow, that came out wrong, but yeah. But the benefit of using an SSD on consoles is it limits space. You have this tiny USB stick that you can put 500 gigs on there, not that expensive. It makes everything go super, super fast, and you don't. And what was it? Sorry, what did Platinum say? Hard drives have disk and SSD. That's what makes an SSD quieter. Yes, SSD quieter because when you're loading the disk into your hard drive, it goes, it starts to do the whole revving up. You don't have that with an SSD. It goes right on there like a USB. So it works a lot better. So you actually don't have that whole problem where it's like, hey, this is really loud. The loudness is going to come in with the fans. That's why you need a good heatsink. By the way, heatsink and a fan are not the same thing. Mm-hmm. They are two different things.
And you guys will find out once you're putting a computer together, and you're like, fuck!
A heatsink essentially is what distributes the heat throughout your system. A fan blows it the fuck out of your system.
Yeah. That's
why it blows my mind that it's up, but I guess it's because of the convection of heat is up. I would always prefer my vents at the back because it just kind of... Actually, no. What am I saying? Up is genius. It means you can put it where the fuck you want. You put it in the back, you back the shit up against the wall, it'll explode. No, dude, that thing is brilliantly made.
So we used to repair computers and video game consoles at the game store I was working at, and some guy came in, he's like, dude, I tried everything, bro. I even got one of those fans, because they used to sell these fans to the PS4 where it's like a tray, and it goes underneath the PS4, and it snaps in place, and it goes, whatever. But he's like, I took one of those fans off or whatever, and I pointed it at the CPU. That would calm it down, or cool it down. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're literally, you can weaken the pens. You're blowing dust into the fucking thing. I mean, fans are used to spray the shit out. Which, by the way, please explain to me, why the fuck did they sell those peripherals with fans that blow into the system? It's the dumbest shit.
Okay, technically, because when you build a PC, this is a lot of very PC-specific stuff. But if you were to ever look at a PC, there are a lot of fans in there because the point of it is to essentially redirect the heat. One fan blows the heat somewhere else. One fan blows it out. So it's like think of it like a combo. Somebody hits it up. Somebody hits it out. Somebody hits it down. Someone hits it out. That's why fans like airflow is very important. That's why when you see people's PC cases, there's a lot of empty space there. You're like, oh, why don't you fill that up with parts? Like, no. You need that empty space because you could accumulate the heat and push it out properly so you don't heat up your components. Those fans you buy as accessories is supposed to be so that you can essentially blow the air out. You're not supposed to point it at the components. You're supposed to have it so that there's airflow in the system so you can push the heat out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's one of those things too. That I mean, like you're probably right as far as everything you said there, and like there's shit I still kind of like. Okay, even though you have all these things that kind of like combine together to get the heat out of there, still it's like with dust, particles.
Yeah.
If you're smoking your fucking house, which by the way, guys, fans and everything is not going to keep smoke from going in your system. Just don't smoke near your shit. Like
just don't smoke in the house. Like I think that's like on your porch or whatever. Because like you smoke in your house, like it won't affect my electronics. It's gonna get in the walls and shit.
Yeah, there's so many things. Or in the people's lungs that don't fucking smoke. By the way,
exactly. Yeah.
You know, but oh, fuck them though. Fuck our pets. Who gives a shit? They're gonna die fast anyways. You know what I mean? Like I hate that shit. I hate when people smoke. And I should probably stop talking about that because people smoke in my house right now.
Again, I don't mind the smell just because, again, very muted sense of smell. It doesn't bother me as much as it used to when I was a kid because I was like, oh no, I'm straight edge. But I was like, oh, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But it's like, look, if I'm in a house, 4 walls, like, yo, dude, just go outside. Like, let's go chill outside. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you know, get some fresh air with some smoke in it. It's great. It's perfect.
Fuck the CMS.
But continuing on, though, I want to bring this up to you because I remember you having a particular opinion of the last thing that this guy did. And I talked about this yesterday, so I'm going to shut up today about
Yeah,
this.
fuck Tim Burton.
No, not that. But I'm going to talk about that in a little bit because I don't know where the fuck. I don't know why you're saying that, and I'm so curious why. But no.
I was like wondering, I'm like, who's the last person I talked shit to? And just the first thing that popped into my head was Tim Burton.
Well, the last thing that this particular guy did, I remember. I'm going to guess that you didn't like it. That's what I remember. I could be wrong, though, so just
You're
keep that in
probably
mind.
gonna be wrong.
But Peacock apparently has ordered a new Bill Nye the Science Guy TV series.
Oh, fuck Bill Nye.
Okay, see, I knew I was right. Woo, yay! So, the thing's called The End Is Nigh, which I do think that's actually pretty cool.
Boo!
That's a cool title. It's a cool
That's
title.
a terrible title.
It's an okay title.
I guess Netflix didn't want to renew Bill Nye Saves the World.
See, that was the one. Okay, so you didn't like that. I don't know why. Tell people and iterate to them. You know why you don't like that.
It's the same reason I never liked Bill Nye. I feel like Bill Nye is like quote of the day
He's
science.
like the science guy.
Like back in the day when you watched Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I'm by the way, I'm the age that show was for, and he's explaining molecules and stuff like that. Going, are you gonna go into any more detail? Because like that's really simplistic. You barely explain any of this stuff, and I'm like, I'm learning more shit just watching random documentaries or reading books at school and shit. And I just like I never learned anything from Bill Nye that I didn't already know prior. And then Bill Nye the Science Guy fucking comes up. Or sorry, Bill Nye Saves the World comes up. And I'm like, well, you know what? It's been fucking 10, 15 fucking years. Maybe we'll watch something, you know, maybe something else will interesting. No, he does the same shit. I'll never get over the GMOs thing. Where he's just like, yeah, genetically modified organisms. We did that for a while. And like, you know, it can make like plants grow faster and stuff and things. And I'm like, are you going to go into detail at all about how this shit works, the misconceptions, trying to get rid of the demystifying what GMOs are? No. We're just going to ignore most of that because we want to do this in 20 minutes. I'm like, bro, you didn't learn a goddamn thing. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. And Platinum's way in the chat saying he'd say this from a boring class. Sure, that's fair. He was entertaining, but you didn't learn anything. The only thing people remember from Bill Nye is the fucking theme song.
I mean, well, no, I learned a couple of things before. I mean, there's things I can learn easily from Google, a very, very quick Google search. But keep in mind that this shit was on, you know, PBS for me at least. I don't know about you, but
it was junk food science. It was like quote of the day. It was like that. You know those people you meet where it's like, hey, I heard the molecules in gas go really, really fast. Oh, that's really smart. You must be smart. That's that kind of science where it's like we're gonna give you these bite-sized pieces so that you can just regurgitate them to your friends to sound smarter than you are. And that's it's like, so what does that mean that the molecules in a gas are very volatile and constantly bump into each other? It's like, I can explain that. Bill Nye never does that shit. It always makes me so mad.
Well, you only got 23 minutes of a show. You know,
so what?
Explain all that stuff.
Magic School Bus did more teaching in less time than Bill Nye did.
I completely disagree. That show's ridiculous.
Literally, there's an entire episode on the photosynthesis effect, and it was fucking awesome. Hell, they go an entire episode.
Now, was that
about
before
atoms.
or after they had a magic fucking school bus going dancing all over the fucking place?
And again, that show was science-based, where it's like, yeah, we're gonna have this magic school bus that does all this crazy shit, but we're also gonna teach kids about science. Like, they literally go through like the difference between an atom and a molecule. They go through the immune system, a really in-depth, surprisingly accurate rendition of what the immune system is and how medicine actually helps solidify that effect. It's really a good episode.
So here's the thing, though, man. Not to pick apart anything that you're saying because you do know this shit better than I do, and it's just I'm just a guy who, I mean, when you say like, man, it's just junk food, science shit, whatever the fuck. It's like, to be honest, I think that many things need to be turned into junk food, whatever the fuck. I think there should be junk food knowledge of fucking BLM stuff. There should be junk food knowledge of politics. There should be junk food knowledge of sex. Anything that makes it simple and fun. Because I'm looking over here, like at Big Man's World. I'm pretty sure no one learned shit about this.
I actually don't know what the fuck this is, but this looks like a fever dream that someone had.
Yeah, it looks weird as shit. This is actually the very first episode, so maybe it's not as refined as maybe some of the other episodes later on. But the thing is, though, it's like, it's fun. Yeah, that's what FanFan said in the chat there. It's like, it's fun, and that's what you gotta do. Like, if you're gonna be getting these kids who want to see people be covered in slime on Nickelodeon and go, I'm stupid, I'm on iCarly, show us something here, you know?
but you don't necessarily need that. It's like not every single science needs to be molecules in an atom arranged. So it's like that's not how you teach people science. But like again, I used to watch a fuck ton of documentaries, just random shit. Most of my space knowledge comes from documentaries. But like you can do this in a interesting way. But like Bill Nye doesn't want to sit there and give you that because like the thing about junk food science and the problem with it is you give them surface level without anything to connect it. So each episode or each like little tidbit means nothing in comparison. Where science isn't just random bullshit. It's like it all connects. Everything in science connects to something else on some fundamental level. If you can't form those connections, you're just spouting off random bullshit. Like the people that spout off random quotes from the founding fathers.
But do you feel like that's the case with? Do you feel like that's the case with Neil deGrasse Tyson? Because for me, I'm gonna be honest, dude. I really do think that was a situation where I felt like he is making everything connect. He's probably explaining it perfectly the way you know somebody like you would understand it. But he's so boring, subjectively, by the way, because people don't find him boring. But then it's like, even if he's not boring in my subjective term, objectively, he ends up becoming philosophical to the point where it's like, well, like I remember him just being on a Joe Rogan podcast, like, and that's where my first.
I actually like that episode.
Me too, but I also think it's like, well, it's cool to see his point of view, but I don't feel like I know any science at all. I just saw a guy whip out his science dick and start being like, it's bigger than yours and yours and yours and yours. It's like, yes, I get it. You're an elite fucking brain. Woohoo for you. Like, go fuck yourself. Like,
actually, one of the things, like, I know there's been a lot of the allegations with them, and I really don't know what ended up happening with them. But Neil deGrasse Tyson was definitely one of the people I respected because he was the modern day science of the scientists of old. And for people that don't remember, scientists of old is apparently they fade to fucking black. The scientists of old, Einstein, Bohr, Rutherford, like these people used to be in like cafes all the time, talking to random strangers about science, about like all sorts of crazy shit that's happening on the fundamental forces of the universe and atoms and all that shit and gravity and all that stuff. And people would listen to them, like again, like a podcast, like they were rock stars, and they were the pioneers of their time. And we lost that because science became elitist for some fucking reason. I don't understand why science became like elitist.
No, here's the thing, and that's where I gotta stop you. And if I end up insulting you because it is a little bit deeper than usual, then like tell me to shut the fuck up, and I will. Like I don't really care.
I'll probably just preempted you.
No, because the thing is, it's just like you're saying, well, I got elitist, and why? And I'm like, you were literally being elitist 5 minutes ago because you're looking at Bill Nye and you're like, hey man, explain it better. It's like it's fucking science. There's no way to do that. It's hard.
Yes, there is ways to explain it better. I literally, like, if I had more fucking time, I was doing a show in the Metropolis. That was entirely that.
No, it was one episode, and
I wish I had more time because I was gonna go more into depth into other topics, but I was like, literally, Ruth was like, "Hey, keep this under 10 minutes." I'm like, I could easily do that because if you're passionate, again, something else I said, if you know, okay, if you can't explain your topic to an idiot, you don't know it that well. That was a philosophy he said. I'm paraphrasing it, obviously. But if you know your shit really well, you can explain it very easily to somebody that doesn't understand it. Neil deGrasse Tyson did that. Like he definitely, as his career went on, when I was asked to the extent where I'm calling him, I'm like, hey, you're being really tone deaf right now when you're calling out the statistics of gun violence after a fucking mass shooting.
Yeah,
I can't defend you. You're being really fucking tone deaf. But the job of scientists, my job is to explain these incredible fundamental forces to people that aren't part of it. That's the same thing with Bill Nye's job. I just felt like Bill Nye never went. He basically just went surface level and never felt a connect to where I felt like Neil did for a while. But scientists in general, we just stopped. So it went to people who were like, well, I don't understand this shit. I'm not going to listen to a 4-hour TED talk. I'm going to listen to 10 seconds of Bill Nye, get a catchy theme song, and understand what a molecule is. But it never goes any deeper than that. So it's like, it is our fault. And I just don't understand what happened. I really don't. It's like this change happened, and scientists all of a sudden said, fuck the mass media, and we just went and became secluded.
Well, because I think that, scientists just by proxy kind of put themselves out there where it's like, so we know the answer. Fuck religion. There's a thing that explains it. Fuck this, something that explains it. And then it's like, okay, well, once we find out that we can't explain it, all of a sudden everyone's like, hey, I thought you had the answers. Well, we don't, so leave us the fuck alone. It's like,
no, but we got attacked by religion. That's also, you got to count it to that. Is
science attacks religion first, man.
No, what are you talking about? We've been attacked by religion since the moment of our inception. Look up the actual Illuminati that we took our name from. They were basically hounded by the Catholic government because they were like, these fucking revelations are going against God, when that was never the intention of the Illuminati. which the name given to us by the Catholics, because fuck the Catholics in general. But again, scientists have always been attacked by religion, and it's like we're trying to help explain the world around us. I'm not saying every scientist is pillar of virtue. Trust me, I've met a lot of asshole atheist scientists. I've met a lot of asshole religious scientists. But at the end of it, it's like we're trying to explain this shit, and it's like we get attacked from a lot of different directions, and that's never stopped. It's still to this day. The anti-vaxxer movement is a direct attack on us. And all vaccines are trying to do is like we're trying to fucking help people, and getting attacked by these people that don't understand what they're going from, but just get this false information propaganda. So Bill Nye starting up a new show, it's like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like I don't feel like he's ever helped the scientific community at all.
But do you want like just the conversation about science to at least be trendy or at least be the new cool thing?
Yeah, I want.
This might
you know
be
what
our
I'd
chance
rather
to have
want?
it. But
No, you know what I want? I want Cosmos season 2 to come out.
Shit, I don't know anything about that, but I mean, I'm sure people, because I've heard that brought up, people actually like that a lot. So
Yeah, it was Neil deGrasse Tyson. He did like 12 episodes. I remember it was trending like crazy. Everyone loved it. It was basically, again, it was Imagine Bill Nye, but again, they're like 30 to 40-minute episodes. And like, yeah, there's an episode about like just dogs. Hey, how did we get all these random dog breeds?
That's a great question, by the way, too. That's fucking awesome.
It started off with the wolves. It's like, hey, we domesticated wolves, and then after a while, you know, the basically how it happens. Like, hey, wolves eventually became so dependent on us, and after a while, we started mixing them in different parts of the world, mixing with other stuff, and you get these hundreds of variations of dogs. That's an entire episode. But you go into genetics, you go into evolution, you go into speciation. You could go into so much detail, and people love dogs. Who doesn't fucking like dogs? You have someone that's charismatic that can explain that. You're going to get a lot out of that. I think we do need to do more of that stuff. Netflix is pumping out shows like fucking crazy. Podcasts are bigger than they've ever been. There are a ton of science podcasts like out there. Like, honestly, I recommend them because most of them are fucking crazy.
Yeah, Faran, what's up, man? How you doing? So yeah, just I didn't fucked up. So just so you guys know, just to reiterate a little bit, good old Corey is gonna be starting the show at 7:00 CST tonight, which is literally in 2 minutes. Granted, you guys know that prep is gonna be what it is. He's Dr. Prepper. So the thing is, though, you like that, Alan? Was that funny?
No. I really don't.
I thought it was pretty funny, dude. Dr. Prepper, you know, like pepper, but you just put the R in there. Anyways, I put the R in things because I'm So, anyways, they're gonna be starting very, very soon, though, and what that's gonna be happening, the DT Power is usually the extravaganza mixed up with the 8-bit crumbs. They got 3 movies gonna be reviewing. That new one with Tom Holland called fucking.
Holland has a new movie every week.
Yeah, like because he was just like in some redneck movie recently.
The Devil All the Time or some shit.
Yeah, which that's a terrible title for a fucking movie.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it's a terrible movie. The title's terrible, but I hear good things about the movie.
Yeah, I don't know shit about the movie, but yeah. Let me. I'm gonna look this up because I'm very curious, guys. Let me see.
You know what that reminds me of? Reminds me of that one movie Before the Devil Knows You're Dead or some shit like that.
Yeah. Fuck. I hate when you put the devil in anything. Like the Conjuring has that coming out soon.
Oh, you must have just hated the movie Devil.
That one too. Holy shit.
I didn't hate that movie. It's not good, but I didn't hate it. I was like, whatever. This is fucking stupid, but whatever.
Yeah. Chaos Walking. God, what a terrible.
Oh, is that coming out? Oh my god, is that coming out?
Wait, are you hyped for this?
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, you don't remember this shit? This was a movie that was made. This was finished like 2 years ago with Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. And apparently they refused to release it because they said it was quote unquote unwatchable.
Oh, that's
they said that this. Yeah. This movie was unwatchable. I need to see this. Is this coming out like is this
tomorrow
on streaming services? Where can I watch this shit?
Yeah, this will come out tomorrow, I believe. But you know what's funny, though?
I can't fucking wait.
What's good about this though is that because again, a theatrical release. And have you seen the trailers for this fucking thing?
I've not seen a thing, but that fucking poster reminds me of The Knowing. I don't know why.
Yeah, that font. But here's the thing: it reminds me of that movie with fucking George Clooney and some white girl. It's called some other shit. It was really
that narrows it down to every single George Clooney movie.
God damn.
Oh, was that the most recent one? It was a space one on Netflix. Yeah, I can't.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, not the one in space. It's someone in the chat's gonna say it. I know they're gonna say it, but
they'll get it. Yeah.
But the thing is though is that with this movie, in the trailers or like on the TV spots at least, it has like this voice is overdub or whatever, and it's like, "Welcome back to the movie theaters, Chaos Walking coming to everything." And I'm like, wow, the big dick energy here, sir. Like, oh yeah,
fuck Tenet, we're gonna save movies.
Yeah, fuck Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan said this movie is
walking.
the worst movie he's ever seen.
We're gonna chaos walk over this fucking industry.
Yo, straight up. If the tagline for the movie said Chris Nolan thinks this is the worst movie ever made, I straight up would watch it because I just need to see. Because do you know? Okay, this man has the weirdest opinions on movies. He literally says he has a soft spot for Alien 3.
Oh God.
That's like one of the worst. That's literally like if they didn't make more Alien movies, that'd be the worst Alien movie.
By the way, guys, the movie I was talking about earlier about the George Clooney thing, and this, dude, tell me if you.
Is it Midnight Sky or someone in the chat
no.
said it?
Because that's one that's on Netflix. This one was in 2015 before Netflix became a big thing, or for the new originals. This is called Tomorrowland.
Oh, Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland, 2015. I mean, complete with just like I guess siblings going through this whole fucking thing. Crazy world. I mean, I looked at this and I was like, listen, it's gonna be terrible, but like just like that movie A Wrinkle in Time or whatever the fuck it was called with Whoopi Goldberg or somebody, I forgot who the fuck was in it. But like, I was like, oh, like I want to see nice visuals. That could be cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be amazing, but whatever. But people fucking hated this goddamn movie.
I never understood why. People just all I heard was negative reviews, but no one ever explained why.
Yeah.
Oh so shit! Farron in the chat's like Tomorrowland cancel Tron 3. Well, I already like Tomorrowland, so Tron Legacy is a piece of shit.
Yeah. Speaking of pieces of shit, I know I'm probably not going to win a lot of fans over with this fucking thing, but you know what I'm getting really sick of?
What?
People mining the dead body of Spongebob for shows.
Oh, are we talking about Joey Part 2?
I don't even know what the fuck that means, but I'm looking over here. SpongeBob SquarePants spin out the Patrick Star Show gets series green light and Nickelodeon.
Alrighty then. So let me take you back in time to this little show you might have heard about it called Friends.
Okay.
So when Friends came out, everyone's like, "Oh, this is great." You know, Joey, that guy's the funniest guy in the show.
Oh, they're gonna give him his own show?
Yeah, they gave him his own show.
Oh,
and they're like, this dumbass character who is borderline like mentally challenged, we're gonna give him his own show. It's gonna go great. I think I canceled like one season.
No.
And then like Patrick, like I guess the creator passed, I think, or something happened where it's like, hey, we're no longer doing new StoneJaw stuff, so we do all these spin-offs. Guess what? Patrick starts getting his own episode. So Joey Part 2, everybody.
That, by the way, why the fuck did they think having Joey have his own show? That's like
because he was he was a fan favorite character. People quoted Joey all the time.
He was
the favorite
normal
character
to act towards.
Why is there even a fan favorite on Friends?
Because surprisingly enough, people watched it. I'm utterly convinced the only people that watched Friends were middle-aged white women.
Yeah, by the way, really quick, I want to respond to this, and then we'll get back into our current topic. But Mike says, Diaz, I got a question for you. Why is WWE holding back Samoa Joe? I don't think they are. I think he's holding himself back by eating too many fucking donuts and hamburgers and just sitting down at that fucking table, and then every time he wrestles somebody, he either gets hurt or blows out in the middle of the fucking match, all
Nick,
tired and shit.
At this point, just do the ringside hangout again.
Every
5 minutes, like I love you, Mike, but every 5 minutes you're asking a wrestling question. I'm like, I can't help.
I'm sorry, but Samoa Joe, like, here's the thing, guys, and this goes down for anything too, because I know a lot of people, and this is actually gonna go, because I want to talk about this Bill Bird thing in a little bit too, and possibly stuff with the show. But okay, what do you feel about this, really quick, Alan? When people say like, man, I don't like unattainable beauty standards in movies and shows and blah blah. It's fucked up. I want some more plus size this and more heavy set this and blah 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 in magazines. What are your thoughts initially when you hear that?
I think that I understand that because especially with how beauty standards are, is when you have somebody that's beautiful in a show, basically because they become a representation of what the creator or what the show thinks is beauty. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, it's one of the reasons I do like anime. But one of the reasons I had such a hatred of anime is because every female character on there was some like 15-year-old girl with just a ridiculously large bust, and it was always just cutesy in service of the male character. And it's like that's what this creator thinks is female. And it's like even if they don't overtly say it, you created the only female characters in the show all act the same, so that's how you treat female characters. And it becomes a situation where it's like, yeah, that's extremely unrealistic beauty standards. Someone who's ridiculously underage having an adult body, it's like, I don't know why you're doing this. So whenever, and CW gets criticized for this more than anybody, because it's like everyone's always beautiful in this situation. And it's like, people aren't like that. It's not saying everyone needs to be drop dead ugly, because that's not realistic either. But I think when people want plus size or they want more variety, it's because they want more realistic standards of what people are normally like. Yes, people are beautiful in real life. Of course they are. Look at me. I'm ugly as shit. But again, you have people.
Sorry, that threw me off.
But the point is you
Wait,
have people
I don't
that are
like Keanu Reeves.
average. I'd say at least average. I could at least like, you know what? Yeah, I'm average. I'm not
Okay.
totally ugly. I'm gonna be average. I'm average as fuck. But it's like you don't see that. It's always they're always perfect or they're like comically ugly. And it's like, but again,
Are
when
you
you get
trying
to
to
a
say you
show,
want to be
it's
an
like
anime girl, or?
no, not at all. But man, Archie from fucking what's it called? Yeah, Archie from Riverdale. I'm like, that guy's too perfect. I'm mad at him because he's too perfect. Motherfucker's like 22. He has abs. He's tall. He's like his eyebrows are terrible, but like he has everything.
I guess the point I'm trying to make here essentially is, well, I was hoping that you would say, but then you didn't because you're a good guy, and I'm trying to be as fucking realistic and honest as I possibly can. So please do not cancel my already not uncanceled ass.
Him already, honestly,
all right?
just do it.
But fucking like, dude, I feel like when someone gets a big ass check and gets a role of hot girl played by blah 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 blah, you gotta be like the girl who would initially be like taken for as like she's a hot chick who hates on fat people, who thinks she's better than everybody else. You know who would really fit that? Someone who's fucking hot, or what America really thinks hot is. So
Okay,
like the fact when they get those,
though.
yeah. But here's another thing too: is like when they get those roles, by the way, and someone's on the magazine for being like outlandishly beautiful. Well, yeah, it's unattainable, but that's why she's on the fucking magazine, because it's kind of hard. Like,
but no, but you gotta understand is a lot of times, especially like more so in magazines than in movies, is they do photo alters. They lighten the skin. They're able to crease out any. They're able to get rid of any spots. When we say unattainable, is because in some cases it's literally unattainable. Like when you have bodybuilders and stuff like that, especially even in movies, it's like when people are like, oh, that looks buff. It's like you even talked about this. It's like no, when it comes to strong people in movies, when you have somebody who's like, oh, you can see all their abs and all that stuff. It's like, well, a lot of times they dehydrate them or they feed them a certain thing to make their abs pop out a little bit more. Whereas the bigger people, where it's like, oh, they're a little bit more built, that's real strength. But they don't show that in movies. They want the rippling muscles, but rippling muscles isn't one healthy or two even realistic. But they do that because they're essentially perpetuating this is the standard of beauty, which becomes a problem if you don't hit that. Look at a hot girl, Megan Fox, perfect example.
I'm sorry.
Look at Megan Fox. Megan Fox, perfect example. She's the hot girl. She's Transformers. Everyone's like, well, that's what beauty is now. That is the it girl. How many people were in Megan Fox's shoes trying to get that role? Hundreds of people. So hundreds of people that's like, they have to go, you know what? You're not hot enough. Why? I don't know. Next. So those people that worked their ass off that spent all that money, surgery, that probably did a lot of shit, a lot of suffering to get that, they're not pretty enough. So it's like that leads to a lot of fucking depression. And that's the people that just didn't land the role. What about the people that couldn't possibly ever attain that role? Because guess what? They're not white. Like, let's go to there of how much white is the fucking standard of beauty, where you see that in CW. Literally, look at Riverdale and find me one character that's not white. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's true.
There's literally like one per season.
I know, I see your point there, but then it's just kind of like, I don't know. For me, it's just, because I guess the whole point I'm trying to make here, and Jay, I want to get your opinion on this too. I mean, do you feel like I'm being an asshole at all when I say like these unattainable beauty standards, they should be praised because they are somewhat, whether it's Photoshop or whatever, they're still attaining this beauty standard? Do you kind of see my point there, or do you think I'm being a dick, Jet?
I'm sorry, I was just confused on what we were talking about. You guys brought up fucking Patrick Star, and I thought we were talking about the beauty standards with SpongeBob.
Actually, yeah, how did we jump from there to...
Well, no, because it was an E-Mike question. Because what I'm saying, because I think when I asked you the question, it turned way... Like, you responded with a lot there, a lot to unpack. And I'm not complaining about it because I think it's a really good conversation anyway, so fuck it. That's how we do
things. I was so confused. I'm just like, why are we talking about the beauty standards with Patrick?
Okay, so here's the thing. This is what I'm going to say really quick, just to kind of, like... finish the thing about E-Mike, and then we can continue talking about this or not. But like with E-Mike, all I was gonna say essentially is just like with Samoa Joe, it is an athletic thing. So when I say things like, oh man, this guy, he's fucking chubby, blah blah blah, he should kind of lose some weight, stop eating burgers, it's like, you're on TV. There's so many people paying to see you, and you have to be athletic to pick up other men and throw them and last in the ring for more than 10 minutes. It's not some shit like, oh, lose some weight so you can fuck a girl better, or just because you want to look good on fucking Snapchat or whatever. It's like, no, like, you're gonna hurt somebody. You will literally hurt somebody or hurt yourself. There's lots of people who did die in wrestling from exhaustion or exertion. That's the word, exertion. And then also being out of shape. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why that's a thing. So I'm not trying to fat shame anybody.
There's a way to go about it where it's like, hey, if you lose some weight, fat, you're going to hurt somebody. That's extremely negative. Even if it doesn't come from a positive place, because hey, you don't want people to get hurt. But it's like, again, talk about the health benefits. Talk about like, hey, you can't be hurting your fellow coworkers. This is a situation. It's like you can go about a positive thing in a positive manner, where it's like people are going to sit there. It's like you could shame someone for losing weight. Of course you can. Like that happens a lot. You can also give them massive fucking depression. But you can positively like go into that. It's like, hey, there are ways to have people lose weight. Like I'm right now. I'm trying my best to fucking lose weight too, because every time I look in the mirror and see that gut, I'm like, fuck. But my, Nick didn't come up to me. He's like, lose some weight, fat. He's like, no. Get your heart rate here. Do these exercises. Do this. Jeb was the same way. Everyone was giving me positive reinforcement to do so. And it's like, that's important when it comes to body image. You have to positively give people reasons. Even it's like, hey, like, I don't, like, if you were to see me fully, it's like, maybe he's okay. But like, there was positive reinforcement. It's like, you know what? Cool. People are on my side.
Really
but
quick,
if people just yelling, what's that going?
Just before I forget, because I keep seeing it pop up there, I'm not really being as interactive as I want to be. But really quick, the Monster Boy, thank you very much for the subscription with Prime. All of you guys can do that as well too. It's free on Prime, so definitely do that, as well as you, Ferran. Thank you so much for the subscription too, dude. This shit. We'll show emotes later on and everything too. But like, yeah, guys, like all this is going right back into the system of the chat tag. So thank you so much, and you will see how these things are actually going to be changing things later on. But continue on though, Alan. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just don't want to like forget.
Oh no, I understand. We want to make sure the people that are getting that are getting Prime, and it might take a little bit to affect for people that just bought Prime. It might not happen right now. It'll most likely definitely happen next stream, which will probably be just tomorrow. Yeah. But again, it's always positive reinforcement is always going to help better, because like again, grew up being bullied. Like, hey, I'm not going to get taller just because someone's fucking yelling at me. it just stunted my fucking confidence. But like, you have to be careful with that, because negative reinforcement, all that's going to do is depress somebody. Yeah, maybe you'll get the one guy that's like, yeah, people yelled at me, so I got in shape. You're probably suffering from massive depression through most of that.
Yeah, but Jet, what are your opinions on this really quick though? I mean, because I'm pretty sure you know what we're talking about now as far as the beauty standards and things like that too. Do you feel like I'm being a dick when I say certain things about like a guy like Samoa Joe who is kind of overweight? And do you feel like it's fucked up that, girls are on magazines that have unattainable beauty standards? Do you agree that they should kind of stop pushing that, or are you okay with them being on the cover of shit because, they're unattainably beauty?
I absolutely hate the beauty standard, but I mean, it's not going to stop me from trying to obtain it.
Exactly, and that's where I'm at too. Like, look, I'm never going to be able to attain a Jason Momoa or whatever the fuck. I'll never look like that fucking guy. But is it bad to try?
Yes. It is bad if you're going to, like, if you're like, I want to get a little bit of shape, a little bit here, there. If you're trying to achieve him, and you're failing, guess what? What happens when you fail at things? You get upset. What if you just say, fuck it, I can't get these...
No, I get Photoshop. Duh.
Yeah, there you go.
Photoshop is a miracle, but, like, at the end of it, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, I want to look at Keanu Reeves. I'm never going to pull that off. Sure, I got a ton of hair, but I'm not going to be able to pull it off. But if I keep trying and failing, eventually I'll just give up. Because it's like, well, I already, this is my goal, but I'm never going to get there, because in some cases, it's like, yeah, Jason Momoa, like, he works his ass off, he eats right, he does all this stuff because he's able to. He has a lifestyle, he does movies and stuff, so it's like he has to work out. That's his job. Part of his job is eating right, is living the lifestyle he lives. And I'm sure even if he wasn't, if he was just working a regular job, he probably wouldn't be as built. I'm sure he'd still be fit because he probably still enjoys it. But for the average person, it's like trying to copy and emulate celebrities. It gets dangerous when you start to fail, because that leads into a depressive hole where if you just give up and say, fuck it, I'm never going to get it, so I'm just going to start eating to make that pain go away, you'll get worse.
Yeah, and really quick, too, hopefully you're still there, but Vulcan, thank you for actually coming over here inside the YouTube chat and everything, too. Really appreciate it. We're going to get into topics and everything later on. We just want to answer some questions from people and everything, too. And E-Mike, he says, you mentioned Riverdale, Alan. What I want to know is why they turned Josie from Josie and the Pussycats into a black woman. I have no offense to that, but wasn't she Caucasian? And also, too, do you want to ask you, are you familiar with the comics for Riverdale beforehand?
So the first part is because they realized there are no black characters in the show, so they needed to add a couple. Literally, that's I'm utterly convinced, because every character in the show is white. There's except for Josie and the Pussycats, they're all white, and I'm just like, they're like, well, fuck it, nobody cares about Josie and the Pussycats. Hell, we'll barely acknowledge them as Josie and the Pussycats, so just cast them all there so that we can get our fucking diversity quota, so they don't get banned off the air. That's the only reason. That character honestly barely exists in that show. They just make shit up. I mean, don't worry. They literally got rid of her in subsequent seasons. She never shows up again. It's fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
To answer your other question, I did read them. I read them randomly as a kid. They're always these fun little, like, again, dime store novels where it's like, watch Archie go on these random adventures, and then he fights the Predator or some stupid shit.
Yeah,
I'm
God, Jesus
kidding about
Christ,
that
so
one.
fucking stupid. That could be a thing though at some point, especially with so many people being connected and whatnot. Now, here's the thing though. Ian Mike asked, are we gonna talk about the Alien series? And we're not because we talked about that a while ago. It might suck. Who knows? It could be cool too. I'm totally down to see it. And I love FX. I love everything they fucking do. And I guess I don't know if this is like
That's the only way it might be good because FX is really good. They almost don't do anything I don't like.
Well, here's the biggest thing, though, and I actually have this as our thumbnail, so it makes sense to talk about it now. And I feel like you can go in as much as you want about this, good or bad, because I gotta tell you, first off, my opinion, I fucking think that this Fireteam game, Aliens Fireteam, looks fucking great. I think this looks badass. I don't think it should be on PS5. I don't think it looks like it's the new generation of whatever the fuck. But like, is this not what you've been wanting? Like, kind of like not a horde game, but essentially sort of a survival game with a third-person camera and just fucking up these aliens constantly coming at you, having different weapons, etc. And this kind of reminds me of something I've been wanting from Dead Space. This looks really cool. All the corridors and everything. It's scary. It's action-packed still. What are your thoughts on this, man?
It looks good because actually this came across my radar randomly. My first thought is I hope Gearbox isn't attached. And from what I could tell, it's not. Like, I think this is a random company. It might be their first game. So,
Yeah,
I mean...
their site is fucking terrible. They're called Cold something. I forgot what they're called. But their site doesn't work, and the first thing that you see is like, now hiring, please sign up. Like, they're fucking look desperate.
This is the first developer. It's early access. It's going to be a game where it's going to be around for a while when it comes out on Steam. But the thing is, honestly, it looked good. It looked very, very basic, but at the end of the day, it's like, look, the Alien games, like the last good one was Alien vs. Predator 2, and that was on the fucking 360, y'all. Like, there was an entire generation where we didn't get a good one. And that fucking travesty that was done by the way, you wonder why I hate Gearbox? Do you know the story behind Alien Colonial Marines? Anyone in this chat know the story behind Alien Colonial Marines?
Once Upon a Time was a great game. Once Upon a Time was a great game.
Okay, so here's the story. They created a fake trailer. Literally fake. None of the assets were in there. And basically, you put it on E3 and said, this is the game. Then took money from Sega.
Why you gotta be like this?
No, I haven't even finished yet. They took money from Sega, and instead of, fixing the game they got paid for, shipped it out to a third-party developer to fix the game, to basically make it up, use all that money to make Borderlands 2.
Talking about old shit.
So Borderlands 2, everyone's favorite Borderlands, was made by stolen money from Sega.
As it should have been.
You know what, though,
Sega being the shitty fucking publisher that they are, never checked on them until they got released, and somehow Randy Liar Pittsford was able to dodge a fucking class action lawsuit.
But Alan, here's the thing though. Didn't they not go and do fucking Borderlands? You can't talk shit about them when they're amazing.
They lied! Cool money! Killed the Alien franchise just to make their own game!
And they did Borderlands.
Yeah?
So go on them.
And what about it?
Thank you.
The Alien franchise died. The only way they were able to rectify it is by turning it into Outlast.
Oh,
that's why they had
I mean, personally, Alan, I absolutely love
if you paid me to do a podcast and I decide to just start my own podcast and then hire Julian to take my place, you'd be pretty upset.
Okay, yeah, but that's Julian, all right? Shit, like what the fuck?
What happened?
I mean, is Julian making Borderlands 2?
Yeah, if Julian made Borderlands 2, that'd be great.
I made Borderlands 2, and you didn't get any credit for that. So, but the podcast you paid me to make, Julian made.
Look, yeah, this sounds all bad the way you're putting it, but like you're not bringing up all the good things.
That happened. That's literally what happened.
Okay, so here's the thing. No, this is not that. This is Fireteam, Aliens Fireteam. Yeah, it looks cool, and yes, it does look like Colonial Marines, and that's fine if it looks like something that's already within this franchise. I think that's pretty cool. And the thing is too, it's like, yeah, dude, like I'm looking at this, and people are bringing up Alien Isolation in the chat too. No, that was like one of those jump scare fucking games that don't.
That was a terrible game. I'm sorry, I stand by.
Yeah, it was probably a cool experience, like just to make that better for people to understand. Because I don't want to make anyone mad, and people fucking love that shit. But like, yeah, dude, it's a cool experience watching someone go. Whoa! But like,
sorry, it was bad. Like I played that shit. I got so bored. I was not even scared. I was just running around attacking everybody. I was like, "Fuck this game." I saw the alien. I started opening fire. I was like, "Oh, I guess I can't kill it because if I kill it now, there'd be no game."
Yep. which is pretty fucking weak. I'm gonna be honest, guys. But then again, hey, you know, sometimes that's the way it be with these fucking things. But like, yeah, dude, I looked at Aliens. I was gonna say Deadlift, Fireteam. Jesus Christ, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But like
a red.
But like the HUD is kind of minuscule, to a point where it almost looks like one of those like really weird cheap games that's like, okay, is this free? Like, I don't know, you know. And the last time I got excited about one of these franchises having a video game was with Predator Hunting Grounds, and I gotta tell you, that was a piece of fucking dog doo doo. Like,
how'd you get excited for that? That looked terrible from the pre-rendered CGI trailers.
But I
was like, this is gonna be a piece of shit.
I wanted Predator, and I want like, here's the thing, like everything within the Predator world, doesn't it not like scream amazing game?
Yes, it does. Too bad except unless it's called Alien versus Predator, they've all been terrible.
Why do you like this?
Because I played a lot of these games. They're almost all bad. Like again, there are a decent couple good. This one looks like it's gonna be a good one. And yeah, sure, it's not like fucking 4K 60 FPS, whatever the fuck. But it's an Alien fucking game. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys, you don't have a lot to pick from. Stop being choosy.
Yeah,
like
seriously, because I'm hearing a lot of bad shit about it. People are like, man, this looks dumb. Look how dumb those aliens look. I'm like, do they look any dumber than how they do in the movie?
My only fucking problem is when they fucking kill an enemy, that garbage X that shows up. That X looks like a texture didn't load in. You know when you load in and there's like an X there because the texture failed to load in? That's what that looks like. If people that bought Skyrim, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Treyarch X's from the original Black Ops. I didn't like that either. Like, you know, when you kill somebody and it's like, oh, in case you didn't know, X. It's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
like, you don't
it looks bad. Like, honestly, like I get they're doing hit markers, but the hit markers look terrible.
Yeah, but I don't mind it that much. And Eddie, yeah, you're right.
Ooh, Eddie just like it looks like Operation Raccoon City. It doesn't look that bad.
It kind of does. I mean, but like I don't think
that game was a travesty.
Okay, the game is bad, but that game looked good. Let's be honest. That game looked kind of cool. That's why it was talked about like a motherfucker when it first show when the gameplay first came out. It was all right. Why are you so quiet?
Oh, was it?
How dare you?
Because he likes calling me out. Oh, you just hate everything. Everything you don't like, you think it sucks. Like, it was not kick-ass. I'm sorry. I love the developer. The developer is fantastic. That game is boring as shit. Resident Evil 7 is a better game than both Outlast and Alien.
No.
Resident Evil 7 was way better than both those games combined.
Resident Evil 7 is nothing but jump scares.
No, it's not. If you play more than 20 minutes of it.
I played 30.
Wow.
And by the way, like, to be honest, like, I know it's like, haha. I'm making like a jokey tone of voice there, but to be honest, like, after you played 30 to 45 minutes a game, you literally played the whole game, guys. Like, I'm
no,
serious.
You haven't actually. If you played
many
more
people
than,
who have played the game
hour.
many times have said that. And
they're wrong. So we've had a bunch of people with a bunch of wrong opinions. Congratulations.
Man, you say you only Bill Nye the Science Guy. How the fuck am I gonna listen to you?
Yeah. I don't give a shit. You just look
at Resident Evil. You only like Resident Evil.
You just confirmation bias.
5 is terrible. I hate Resident Evil 5.
It's terrible. You just went out of your way to like, hey, who's somebody that likes it? This guy likes it.
Everyone likes Resident Evil 5 except for you.
It's terrible.
It's a fun game.
I heard Alan before I opened it.
That's great.
Live streaming permanently in your computer.
That'd be fucking hilarious. So just Alan's like, hey, another thing, hey, motherfucker, and like none of us are being hurt.
Thank you, Red Hood. That Resident Evil 7 is the greatest of all time. Yeah, I fucking love that game.
Yeah, our thief doesn't like what I said. Okay, I'm sorry. I will take it back. All right. He says when you play the entire game. I'm stupid.
I love that shit because I'm watching Demon Slayer and I finally got that image, that meme.
All right. No, is it bad that our thief made me feel embarrassed? I think my cheeks are literally red. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe that was stupid. Seeing it written out, it looks a lot dumber than when I say it.
Don't say that. No, I booted it up. I got to the loading screen. I got the whole game. Don't worry about it.
Monster Boy, thank you very much for the follow. You followed at the most
Especially
perfect
after
time.
that.
I needed a fucking ego boost because I felt like shit just a couple seconds ago, sir. I'm looking at this though, like this is gonna be cool. I think that this looks better than that fucking that Left 4 Dead wannabe Back 4 Blood or something. I think this.
That looked and played terrible, but. Like I said, I'm curious about this game. I want to know what's going to be like. You again, we are starved for a 4-player co-op fucking horde mode game. Like we don't have it. This reminds me a lot of Mass Effect 3. I know Jet probably might have seen that too, but like we are starved for 4-player co-op because we don't really have that unless you want to play fucking Dead by Daylight or a bunch of those other clones where it's like the only thing we have is co-op. The equivalent of is the Overwatch type games or the Rainbow Siege or the Battle Royales that are team based. But people want that whole, hey, we don't sit there and just play like one match for Battle Royale. We want to actually like, hey, we're going to survive. We're going to barricade. Like Gears of War Horde mode. People want that shit. And honestly, I if that comes on Steam, I'll play it straight up.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with this. I am curious. But like I said, I mean, there could be some things that might be wrong with it, but we'll see. Moving on, though, you watched a couple of things. I'm going to start off one of those with Batwoman Season 2, Episode 6, the Do Not Resuscitate episode. Did it get better, man?
Surprisingly enough, it did.
Really?
I think that when you have good writing in a show, you immediately see how bad actors are. Like, you immediately go, holy shit, some of these actors are terrible. But this was it was light on action, but they're like, you know what? We have no idea what the fuck we're doing. So we just created this plot out of nowhere, and it's finally bearing fruit. Because they just created some bullshit out of fucking nowhere. And now it's my favorite thing in the world. There's a MacGuffin, and every single faction in the entire fucking story is trying to get there. The MacGuffin in this case is a map that leads to an island. But like they started off like a couple episodes, like here's one faction, here's another faction. They start off this episode with another faction. And over the course of this episode, it's just you just sit back and go, I don't know what's gonna happen, but all these pieces are falling randomly, but at the end of it, it becomes this kind of puzzle piece that's this arrow. You're like, oh, wow, that actually really came together. You see how bad some of the actors are, but then you see how much people are trying, and it's like, this was probably the best episode of this series at this fucking point, because it's such a low bar that a decently well-written episode is actually good. But yeah, it was fantastic. I was like, wow, I can't believe. I was like, oh, it ended? That's it? Holy shit, okay. It was like at the edge of my seat the whole time, because I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen next, because they established a lot of stuff, and I honestly can't wait for the next episode. And for people that have watched it, it's like, I think Kate's going to show up for one episode, and then book it forever.
Yeah, like I said, man, people are not really talking about this a lot now. I feel like everyone got tired of it, because the strange thing about this is that this episode is actually the mid-season finale, because next week there is not an episode.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that explains it, honestly, with the way they ended. They're like, yeah, they could easily use a break. My guess is they want to fix some of the writing, and especially after they deal with this thing, I think that the mid-season finale is at a point right now where they could essentially end Kane, the person, the Batwoman from season 1. They could just end her story in about 2 episodes, and then just move on with the new character Ryan, who I'm liking more and more with every episode.
Yeah, but really quick, I'm gonna have you continue talking to the chat. For some reason, Double Toast's Twitch is acting weird, so I'm gonna call Corey and see what's going on with that. But you have fun with the chat, and you guys be nice to him, but kind of don't, because I would like if you guys talk shit to him. Be right back.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to read up a little bit in the chat. Yes, E-Mike, we did actually talk about Bill Nye, the Science Guy, having a new show, The End is Nigh. I think that title's terrible because I fucking hate puns. And if you either ever watch, basically, I've never liked Bill Nye's stick. I think he goes surface level junk food science, but never goes into the more interesting detail that a lot of topics he covers that I wish he did. Like, do longer form stuff. You're an interesting, charismatic person. Do more interesting stuff with science. But I feel like he's just surface level, and I'm out.
He was great for getting out of schoolwork.
I think that's really the only reason people do that, because like, fuck it, we don't have to fucking do actual work. We're just gonna fucking watch this 20-minute show and then go home.
I mean, unless your teacher was kind of an asshole and gave you one of those papers where it's just like, oh, like, fill out all these questions that I made about this certain episode of Bill fucking Nye. Like, this dude isn't basically screaming literally the entire episode to where you miss something, just like,
oh, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
That's why a good teacher would then just, teach a class and go to details and try to make it interesting as well. Supplemental material. Well, what can you do?
Yeah, Bad Boy, Little Caesar's Pizza is a pizza you get when you want to forget you like pizza. Man, no, Little Caesar's Pizza is pretty good.
Look, let's be real here. That's Domino's.
Okay, well, Domino's.
Domino's is the pizza you want to get when you're like, I wonder if I just want to die. Let me try this pizza.
Dude, okay. So I finally got to try one of these. I spelled DiGiorno. Jesus Christ.
Fuck are you gonna? I'm like, what are these? I'm like, what pizza?
No, dude, bro, I finally tried one of these. Fucking DiGiorno was so goddamn good, bro. It's so good. I've never tried it, but I've tried like pre-bought pizzas, and most of them are terrible. I gotta tell you, I love these. I love it. Fucking perfect amount of fucking cheese, perfect amount of fucking sauce. You can fucking cook it as much as you want. Make the shit well done. Burn your fucking mouth off this goddamn thing. The soft bread crust.
For a minute.
Huh?
Put it into the sun for a minute.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, I don't give a fuck as long as it's well done and burnt perfect, and you can just smell the burnt. I love smelling burnt. Yeah, like, dude, smelling burnt pizza is fucking delicious, bro. With like the pepperoni and then a little bit of like that burnt crust. It's like, oh fuck, it's like a pizza
fart. Crack?
No, I'm serious, dude. That's the thing. They have that as an option when you get shit.
Yeah, I know. There's a thing you can burn pizza.
Yeah. No. Like they sell it like that.
Oh,
like it's a
why?
good thing. No, because that's what you
Why?
want. That's what you want.
Nobody wants that.
Chat. Ooh, I'm gonna use the chat to combat your ass.
Chat, do you want for pizza?
Chat, do you guys like burnt crust pizza? That's the thing. That's the thing you gotta say. Or burnt pepperonis.
Push that goalpost.
They're saying your booze only make me stronger. Yes. Sketchy left 20. And
Oh,
that boy
wow,
saying
we're
anything.
good.
No.
Never had it. Nope.
Hold
Wow,
on.
you're
Damn it.
losing.
Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
We got Kirk is just a fucking contrarian, so you got one. I like my pizza with golden crust. That's another no. No, not really. Wow, this is failing live.
Fuck.
Nick, you now know how Trump feels when he was losing. Like,
Yeah, stop the vote. Okay, no more responses. I'm gonna turn the chat off.
turn off comment.
Yeah, like I feel fucking dumb as shit. Man, okay, well shit.
Did you really think you're gonna win that one?
Yeah, dude. There we go. Black Knight. And I'm gonna be honest, Black Knight. I was
You
really
guys a
disappointed
little
for his
dark.
response.
He didn't say burnt.
That's a little dark. It's a little.
Just imagine just ordering some pizza, just like, yeah, can you burn the shit out of it?
Sir,
Yeah,
I
like,
got
can we
you.
not? Can you cook it like shit? Like you hate me? Okay, gotcha.
No, you're taking it too far. You're probably thinking like the whole thing turns.
Oh
into
fuck
a
you!
fucking
You
monster.
just pushed the goalpost. Like burnt pizza smells amazing and is great, but I mean, just the crust. You fucking pushed that goalpost back immediately and then lost still.
Well, I mean,
Just imagine you're going to take a fucking bite out of it, and that shit just crunches.
Yes,
Accurate.
I love that. I love
Oh
that
my
taste.
god!
Oh.
Pizza should have a little crunch. Of course it should. It should.
Yeah,
But like, not like the situation where you're just sitting there and you're pulling pieces out of your teeth. Like, oh god, I'm bleeding.
God, you're a
Like the
jerk.
shit isn't fried chicken.
Xavier,
What?
thank you very much for. I like the way you spelled his name, by the way. Thank you very much for rating us. I super duper appreciate it. Thank you so much. And also, since you're here, can you tell Alan that burnt pizza is delicious?
Do you want more people to say no, or was it 8 people or 9 people that said so? Not enough.
No, I think he might. I think he might agree with me because
Let
I
me
can
make a
tell.
poll.
He said, "What's good?" He means like that's good. Like he's saying that's good pizza. So yeah, thank you, Xavier Gaming.
No, it doesn't. You're an
Yes.
asshole.
Yeah, that would have one overcooked cardboard. I'd go to Peter Piper. Ooh, that shit tastes terrible.
I don't even know what that is.
Peter Piper is fucking awful. So basically, it's this like pretty big pizza chain, but they're not really known for the pizza, even though it's in their name. They're known for their arcade.
Are they worse than Pizza Hut?
That makes no fucking sense.
They're worse than any pizza place you've been. But the thing is, though, is their businesses are so huge, and their pizza is cheap as fuck. That's why they made a profit, because they make cheap pizza, so it doesn't cost them a lot. Even if you throw that
Pizza's
shit
not
away.
that expensive to make. How do you not make a profit selling pizza?
Well, I mean, they make great profit. Well, no, I mean, they don't make a ton of profit. But the thing is, though, it's like when people want to go over there and be like, okay, let the kids go fucking play. We'll eat something, blah, blah, blah. What they do is it's almost like McDonald's without the drive-thru. So you can go over there and refill your sodas and refill this. So people like to stay there all fucking day. And all those games are expensive. The pizza, they're making a full fucking margin off of because it's so cheap to make. So you got nothing to do but eat all fucking day while your kids play video games. And they blew up. That's why they have so many big locations. The thing is, though, is like...
Yeah, like someone mentioned Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep, just like Chuck E. Cheese. By the way, I'm surprised Chuck E. Cheese even worked as a business.
I never had Chuck E. Cheese's in Canada, so I never ever got to try that shit. We had our own discount versions of it. The pizza was okay, I guess.
Yeah, no, Chuck E. Cheese was a shit, man. Like for instance, I mean, granted, there'll be weird moments. Like for instance, you got Nicolas Cage looking over there, like beating up a bunch of these fucking puppets, and trying to beat it into Alan's face that this is a good movie, you son of a bitch. But
I said it was all right at best. I didn't hate it. None of us did. I didn't. There were cool moments.
But no, Chuck E. Cheese, aside from my stupid joke there, Chuck E. Cheese, I'm surprised that was able to work as a business because those animatronics, I felt like they had to be expensive as fuck, dude. Like, these things worked a lot when I was there. And the pizza was not super expensive, but, was actually good. They had a whole fucking, playground inside, too. Look at this shit. Look at that, man. They got arcade, but it's also, they got, slides and shit, indoor, outdoor playground stuff before indoors. It's really weird. I've never really seen that whole lot.
How did we get to here?
I don't know. Dude, I'm so fat. I just started thinking about pizza.
I don't understand how we got here. Oh, no, somebody in the chat said something about pizza. Because I'm just I got lost for a second. How the fuck did we get here?
That's been the fucking theme for this entire show. How the fuck did we get here? Oh, dude, you know what the topic we were on that we never got to fucking finish?
Oh yeah, the Patrick one.
Yeah, the Patrick
Go
Star
right
show.
back, because that's a gold mine there.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Jokes
about
on you
this.
guys. I've been talking about it this entire time.
Who?
How many toppings do you want in your Patrick Star? No, for me, I think that they're doing this too often.
Let's restart the topic. A lot of people came in. Let's just restart that topic.
Okay, so once upon a time, pretend we didn't. I'm gonna surprise you. Okay. Hey, Alan. You know what else is crazy?
What else is crazy, Nick? He has the chat attack.
Well, they're doing this thing where they're just trying to take advantage of SpongeBob being dead, and then what they're doing is that they're fucking. It's so stupid.
SpongeBob isn't dead.
The
creator passed away.
Yeah, the voice actor. Wait, what?
No, the creator of SpongeBob.
Creator passed away.
Oh god, the fucking voice actor did a thing with Corey recently. I'm so sorry.
And apparently she died afterwards.
I guess Corey forgot to say "stay toasty."
Or was wearing a black shirt. Either way, yes. So the creator passed away, and in respect to the voice actor, sorry, not the voice actor, in respect to the creator, we're just decided to shit all over his memory by creating a bunch of bullshit, which includes the Patrick Star Show. And for people that don't think this is familiar, there's a little cult show called Friends. You might have heard about it, where they took the fan favorite, the character that was borderline mentally challenged, and gave him his own show, Joey, which lasted for about a season and a half and got canceled immediately. And they're doing it again because they learned nothing.
Like someone brought up actually another show that Nickelodeon tried to make a spin-off of that failed horribly. Planet Sheen.
Oh yeah, no. that was exactly the same thing. Fan favorite character that's borderline mentally challenged, and they gave him his own show. It never works out.
Yeah,
no, she was a fucking idiot in that show.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. This looks terrible, by the way. Jesus Christ, are those like
it
chasing them?
I don't know. I don't know the fuck is even the plot. I heard about this randomly, and I never watched an episode.
Yeah,
I watched an episode and a half, and it was really fucking bad. It was not funny. The animation was kind of weird, although it's a bit better than Jimmy Neutron. So that's weird that the show's actually worse.
Well, because like the thing is about that, Jet, is, and not to like take away any credit from what you're saying, but it's like we are way past the age where this shit would ever be cool to us. Like I'm pretty sure you don't watch fucking.
No, like when that show came on, like I was like in, I think high school.
Oh yeah, that was okay. Again, this show came out when people were like, "Hey, Jimmy Neutron's not doing anything else. Let's do a spinoff." So it's like this was around the demographic. Because again, I watched this shit too. I love the Jimmy Neutron show. I think Jimmy Neutron's a fucking asshole and is the worst person on that show. Where everyone else, Carl's the heart of that show. But Sheen was like, hey, it's the kind of dumbass friend that got into dumbass problems. And giving his own show, I'm like, this sounds like a terrible idea, and I guess it was right.
Yeah, man. But I'm looking over here.
Yeah, it came out in 2010.
I like that, Kirk. Can't wait until Alan. Yeah, he says, can't wait until Alan gets his own show called I'm Ron Aboot Everything. It's a Canadian show.
Well, hey, according to Kirk, I'm the fan favorite.
Fuck Kirk, he's an asshole. He's not funny no more.
But then, according to your logic, doesn't that mean you're the most stupid?
Exactly, something of that nature. I don't even know. Dan, no matter what, you just fucking lose.
That far. Damn it! I'm also
look over here. Nick has ordered 13 episodes of the animated series centered on SpongeBob's best friend Patrick Star, voiced by.
You asshole.
Yeah, it was my fault. But apparently, it's still gonna be voiced by Bill Bukaki. I don't know what the fuck. Fagerbaki? Fagerbach? What's that?
Jet, help me out if you know how to read.
Jet, I'm so curious what you're gonna say for this guy's fucking last name. Bill what?
Forget about
it. That actually fucking fits. Forget about it. The series hails from the creative team behind the Mothership series, produced by Nickelodeon Animation Studio. The family sitcom stars Patrick and the rest of his family. Wait, has like a whole. Have they talked about his family on the show?
There was this one episode where a bunch of random people came over that weren't his family, but because he's a moron, he thought he was.
Okay, well, shit. But yeah, it says the announcement comes as the first SpongeBob SquarePants spin. Oh, God damn! So the first. So there's like plans to do other ones.
Oh yeah, don't they want to do a live action fucking show about SpongeBob?
Come the fuck on, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bullshit happening because again, it's over, so they're like, hey, we can do whatever the fuck we want. All of those are gonna fail.
Yeah, I hate this.
That's a shit ton of them. Like, what is there? Like 3? Like, okay, there's the one that just came out, or like at least has an episode out. The Young SpongeBob show.
Well, yeah,
I thought I heard people talking about how there's like an episode out. Not at this show, but at the other one, the Camp Coral, or whatever.
Yeah,
the
Can't
fuck
Go to
it is.
SpongeBob's Under Years. Yeah, it
What?
debuted
And then-
today on Paramount Plus.
Then this one, and then I'm pretty sure they
oh.
were talking about another one that had to do with like what Mr. Krabs or some shit.
Yeah, like I don't even know.
There's quite a few of them. It's just like, damn, y'all waited till this dude wasn't even in the ground yet, and you guys are just throwing off spin-offs.
Because that's the
Camp
thing too.
Coral.
Huh?
I was gonna say Camp Coral, and apparently Ed Boon wrote it because they spelled it with a K on both.
I know, and I was gonna say too is like, and also did Ranger Lincoln name it too, like Coral, Camp Coral, like fucking. I don't know. I don't like that name. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But I'm just surprised that they're gonna go as far as to go in and discuss the fucking history and family history or whatever of Patrick Star. Like, he's funny because it's small, quick jokes. It's like, ha ha, like, you know, little.
Yeah, he's not
throwaway
the central focal point of the episode. He is a random problem causer in a lot of cases to a lot of SpongeBob's adventures. But he's also that like he also is that unintentionally hilarious. I feel like most of Patrick's stuff is unintentionally hilarious. Like the Doodlebob episode, he's in it, but like the focal point of that episode is SpongeBob created life, and it's horrifying. But Patrick is just being abused that entire episode. It's fucking hilarious. But it's not the focus of Patrick. Patrick I can't think of any time Patrick's the focal point. He has great, hilarious fucking moments, but he's usually like additional to the plot. Putting him if they were smart, what they would do is do the exact same thing. Patrick is there, but it's focusing on somebody else, like his brother or whatever, or somebody else that's like actually as the straight man to his jokes, where it's more of a duo. But they're just gonna have Patrick just doing Patrick stuff, and that doesn't work by itself.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. And no, I'm not even going into that. Kirk, he says, "Rest in peace, Notch." I'm like, last time I did that, we looked it up. I was confused as fuck, and I still am confused to this fucking day. So.
Another Cleveland show. No, that's different though, because Cleveland show was a random character that barely got screen time in Family Guy. They gave their own show, but apparently, from what people tell me, it was becoming more popular than Family Guy, so they killed it. That's a different situation.
Yeah, well, fuck, I don't even know, man. But yeah, like I said, for me, I don't like the fact that they're doing so much stuff with the SpongeBob character, especially considering the fact that the guy's gone, who created it, not voice acted. Tom Kenny is doing great. But yeah, like it's just like because one of the things too, and I don't even know how canon this is, and I can't believe I'm saying canon when it comes to fucking SpongeBob of all things. But it's like, yeah, weren't they trying to make SpongeBob gay or something too?
No. This is hilarious, and this is real, by the way. For people that don't remember what it was like to live in the 2010s, the Catholic Church criticized SpongeBob because they felt like it promoted a homosexual lifestyle.
Like what? Like gay people are sponges, I guess. Or
no, because they had a situation where they were holding hands, and there was literally an episode of SpongeBob where they were quote unquote not really married, but they were taking care of a baby clam together. So it's like almost a husband and wife dynamic.
What the fuck is wrong with churches? Like, what else is there? Like, do they also look at young kids that are like 5 years old and are like holding hands and hanging out and playing in the sand? Oh, you guys are in the same type of sand and it's touching genitals. You guys are gay. It's like,
yeah.
Fuck? Yeah,
it's the Catholic Church. They're entirely known for.
I think the church is compensating for being pretty fucking gay themselves. All right, like I think they're gay.
The Catholic Church covers up a lot of things, including the Crusades and pedophilia.
Yeah, they're known for the fucking pedophilia. Like, I don't know why I didn't even think of that, but yeah,
nobody cares.
Well, you know, if it's a 2015 movie that's very good, then we care for like 5 months. I mean, come on, man.
Yep, that movie's fantastic. You know how that movie ends? All these priests that actually have cases against them are still working.
You know how the movie ends? Life. It fucking sucks. Fuck. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Art Thief, we all know SpongeBob wants some of Squidward.
What? Man, Squidward is the most abused character on that show, man. I feel bad for that motherfucker.
Hey, by the way, Lucky Dog Podcast says before WandaVision there was a SpongeVision. Was there a SpongeVision at all? Or no?
Fuck a SpongeVision. What are you talking?
I don't know. I'm curious.
I feel like that's a reference to a joke, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
No, because sometimes, like I had to look into those things more deeply because, like, oh, Corey's calling me. So people, I'll be telling you.
I can't get the internet to work.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, for basically, the Lucky Dog just remind me if SpongeVision was a running joke in there, but. As far as just episodes of SpongeBob, I'll just fuck it. Me and Jed, let's just go into our favorite episodes. You start if you have a favorite SpongeBob episode on top of your head.
Shit, there's a lot. The one where he's trying to get into the that one platoon.
The salty platoon, yeah.
Yeah. Band Geeks, obviously. Handsome Squidward.
Yes.
Only really for the ending. The one where Mr. Krabs basically gives SpongeBob that hat that's worth $1 million. The training video one was absolutely fucking
Dude, the
hilarious.
training video is too real. First time I watched that as a kid, I didn't get it. I didn't get the jokes. I was like, this is kind of boring. And then I literally worked in retail, and I just started bursting out laughing because I was just remembering the jokes from SpongeBob. Going, oh my god, that's so fucking accurate. Like somebody worked in retail or something and just did a fucking parody of that shit like accurately.
Oh shit! Like I know I'm missing like major ones, but those are the ones that popped into my head.
The Magic Conch Shell is my favorite one, mostly for the opening. Because like the Magic Conch Shell stuff, I'm like, that's typical SpongeBob shit. That opening is like kills me every fucking time. Where they're like in the fucking clubhouse and they're like, Squidward, you're not gonna fit in. And Squidward's an egotistical maniac. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm part of a ton of clubs. So it's climbing that shit. They go inside. It's super tight. It's like, yeah, we've been stuck in here for 3 days. We told you wouldn't fit in.
You and your nose cannot get in.
And they just start fucking with them. And it's like, I'll get the fuck out of here. So he starts climbing down, tries to grab a fucking like piece of a weed or something to go there, and they get launched across Bikini Bottom. Fucking funniest opening I've ever saw. I remember seeing that as a kid and dying laughing. Like I laughed right into the next jokes. That was the funniest thing I ever saw.
So here's the thing. So I am back. Corey's gonna be starting in literally like 2 minutes. But before we continue on, not to ruin any discussions that's going on here, like I feel like I came here.
No, we're talking about favorite SpongeBob episodes, and a super fan just said the one where Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob to bury a body.
What the fuck?
Dude, okay, this is like one of the darkest episodes, and I can't believe they got away with that shit. But basically, there's this one episode where Mr. Krabs is super cheap, and there was like this patty that was like on the ground, and it was like expired and shit. And SpongeBob's like, well, let me throw it out. Mr. Krabs goes, no, that's money. We can still sell that. And SpongeBob goes, Mr. Krabs, no one's going to eat that. It's like, someone will eat that. Health inspector comes in, gets the fucking burger, eats it, and they think they killed him. They think he's dead.
Wait, I think you mixed up 2 episodes.
Did I?
Yeah.
Wait, is it Nasty Patty, not the health inspector episode?
No, that's the one where Mr. Krabs has to go to the hospital, so Squidward gets put in charge. And then the one with the health inspector was the one where the news basically said that a health inspector was going around like being fake and getting free meals, and they thought that was their health inspector, so they tried to poison him, but with a fucked up Krabby Patty.
Yeah, so it is the Nasty Patty, yeah.
Yeah, but before he could even eat it, a fly went into his mouth, so they think they killed him, but they really did.
And they go and again. They're like, "Well, we have to bury the body." And at one point, he's like, "Oh, he's becoming conscious." SpongeBob just hits him in the head with a fucking shovel. Don't worry, we got him.
Yeah,
I don't know how they got away with that. Like that's a kids show, and they're like burying a fucking body. I heard a podcast go. It's like fucking the Coen brothers just directed an episode or some shit. Like
yeah, Martin Scorsese or something too. Like it's fucked up.
Oh, or the one basically where Squidward finally eats a Krabby Patty.
Oh, that's an addiction, by the way. That's addiction. That's a crack episode. Like you can never tell me otherwise. That is like crack cocaine. Because it is like I've never tried that. I'm straight edge. I've never tried that shit. Has one little bite, starts to go crazy, breaks into his work, starts to steal shit, starts eating it, and it goes to his thighs and he explodes. If that's not a story about fucking epidemics, fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, which one was the one with the fucking perfume department? Okay, I gotta change my answer. That's actually one of my fucking favorites.
The Flying Dutchman, where they get like caught by the Flying Dutchman and then thrown into the brig. And SpongeBob's like, there's only one. No, Patrick, there's only one way out, but it's through the perfume aisle.
God damn.
That episode kills me. And that hit me particularly hard because one of the malls I went to, the only entrance that I could get to was through the perfume aisle. It was the worst experience going to that mall.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude. Ethan John, of course, should do that part 2 interview with Tom Kenny. He probably will, actually. Speaking of that, though, they are starting. Really quick, Alan. So, not to bring the whole show down, whatever, but I am very, very curious to see how long we're going to be staying here. The main thing we have left is the Superman and Lois review. The thing is, though, I got to tell you, there's some spoilers. There's a lot.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
we can wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll wait till tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, guys. So not gonna be reviewing that tonight. My bad. I was going to find a way to kind of get through it and kind of hide the spoilers within that, But the thing is, though, I think it might be cool for tomorrow because I do want to get Alan's opinion. Lots of this has to kind of ride on what he thinks of it, too, because we might disagree. And if you hear just my negative ass talk about things, you might end up being like, man, fuck that guy. Hey, we talk about comic book shit. Dun, 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 and then get on your stupid cape and fly in the fucking clouds or whatever. So, I like nerds, by the way. But anyways,
Wait.
What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say no, he doesn't. And someone's saying the rock bottom episode of SpongeBob is amazing.
One of these days, I would like to kind of watch some of these scenes like literally live on the show. I don't think that watching a couple will get us in trouble, or whatever. So yeah, we'd like to do that at some point. But with that said, though, guys, we gotta get the fuck out of here because I gotta pee. Plus, I just want to do some other things, and we've been doing this show for I think about a whole fucking hour and 15 minutes. So we gotta let you guys enjoy your double toasted. But you guys can also enjoy Alan when he comes back, as well as the other crew to Illuminati, and that's over there at the Metropolis Collective. Tell them all about this particular place, sir.
Alrighty then. So if you want to hear more opinions on random stuff, including politics, check out the Metropolis. Drop a like. You'll be able to get the notifications before we go live. Our show is currently on hiatus right now, but if you've never heard of us, we have an entire backlog that is now basically up to episode 70 is going to be in other places besides Facebook. Facebook has everything up to date. The other places like Spotify and iHeartRadio, and we even got a Pandora somehow. All that stuff is being updated literally as we speak. The YouTube link is going to be finished by this weekend, so everything will be updated there. We're basically spending the time out basically updating the roster to make sure all the content is there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so it's going to be cool as shit. I don't know what the hell happened over here with JP's thing.
It came back to us. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's working. That was fucking weird. That was very, very strange. I don't know what happened. But anyways, peace out, guys. Oh, they're saying, how about before Sunday's sermon on the 28th? I do not know what that refers to. But I know that for sure we're coming back tomorrow, and then obviously
Saturday. Watching the SpongeBob episodes.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe. We'll have to wait for that to be happening on this Saturday, because on the pre-show, it'll be one of those things like, hey, we're enjoying this, but, oh, court's calling, we're going to get in trouble. So it'll have to be on one of those days. But really quick, though, guys, we love you very, very much. Seriously, like, the fucking support you guys showed us today, especially with descriptions and everything, is really fucking cool. Speaking of, I'm going to do this very, very, very quickly, if I can. But just so you guys see what your money's being playing into, we got some emotes. Look over here. You can use all these on other particular platforms as well. Some of these might fit how you feel about some of the shit that we talk about. These are the first 8, and we got these over here as well. If you guys know us, you guys probably get lots of inside jokes over here too. So yeah, just so you guys know, keep helping us out, supporting us, and you will see changes like this, as well as a completely different look, different music, different everything. I mean, we're gonna be making some fucking huge changes very, very soon. So with that said, Alan, we're getting the fuck out of here. The music is now playing, and yeah, thank you. And I can't wait to argue with Alan either tomorrow or the next day about Superman and Lois.
Yes, I'm gonna literally watch it right now just because life got in the way and I couldn't watch it.
Son of a bitch. Also, we're doing
Deadlock.
Demon Slayer and everything too, guys. We will be back for lots of stuff. Lots of stuff indeed.
It was actually really good.
Exactly. And Alan,
What?
you're a poo-poo head.
Nobody likes you.
Shut up.
I only do this show because it's court mandated.